Let's do this. We are here once again. Gor Gor. Gor Gor. You know, I've been doing these September Metal Fridays for a few weeks now, and it only occurred to me today to do the joke, you know, Friday I'm in love. Alright, so we've got one person watching it right now. I knew that was going to happen, but that's okay because we're going to get a slightly different audience tonight. People who are night owls, perhaps. You know, I'd even contemplated doing an 11 o'clock or midnight stream just for the occasion. Fuck, a midnight stream would have actually been pretty cool, but welcome to another Killbot Gor Gor Attack live stream. You know what? I'm going to just raise this a slight amount because the angle of the shotgun mic is irritating. Okay. It's still a little irritating, but not quite as much. Anyway, so. Jas Marin, nice corn hood. Oh, yeah, because Adidas. Yeah, sure. Yeah, normally I wouldn't be wearing this, but it's actually really fucking cold in Cleveland right now. Okay, so I've had quite the day today. I'm over here in Cleveland, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame had 9 Inch Nails Fan Day. Met a lot of great people, and I've got plenty of stories I can tell. Yesterday I was kind of wondering, okay, so what can I talk about in the live stream tomorrow? Well, got a few things, and first of all, this hoodie, they were giving out some goodies. I got 2 pins. Some people in line were handing out these pins, so we got Pretty Hate Machine, and we've got Chipotle Pilgrimage. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with 9 Inch Nails, but it's there. Okay. So we're going to take this off. Doing a striptease for y'all. Ow, ow. Anyway. And now we've got Sam Hain! Let's see. Of the other goodies, let's see. Somebody had fucking Peppa Pig with 9 Inch Nails shirts on stickers. So that was cool. Let's see, there's also the name tags with the Discord, 9 Inch Nails Discordance thing. That's pretty cool. I'm going to have to put that in my scrapbook. Because, like, here's the thing. They had a fan Q&A at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame today. They simulcasted it, and it is now on YouTube. Unfortunately, I could not get into the Q&A. Because apparently to get into the Q&A, you had to be part of their Discord server before September 12th, and I just missed the boat on it. But a new friend that I met today got to go to the Q&A, and as they were exiting people from the Q&A, the few people that got selected to be in the auditorium at the time, they gave them fucking signed posters, signed by the entire band. Awesome. Man, well, I guess I could talk more about that. Okay, let me just read some of these comments and then resume my discussion. Okay, so NastyMan227, hello, hey, how you doing? Jackson Sears, hey, how you doing? Bradley Land, hi. Wolf Angel Chaos, it's pretty late where you are, that's pretty cool. Vapor Dreams, currently watching Evil Dead 2, that's awesome. Vengeance Falls, hey, how you doing, man? Trevor Taylor says, what perfect timing? Oh yeah, what a horrible night to have a curse. Fox first says 6 Sam Hain shirt. Man, I got this off of Redbubble. It's a bootleg, but seems to be a pretty good quality bootleg, I'd say. Mr. Dartmare, nice shirt. I see the Danzig skull. I enjoy the band. Oh yeah. And, yeah, gonna be seeing Misfits in Texas around Halloween. It's funny because somebody I met today is from San Antonio, so it's like, oh, hell yeah, fucking come see the Misfits. See me there. It'd be awesome. Dashline says, your hair used to be puffy and shit in your videos. Why has it been so straight lately? I guess because it's been longer. And there's more weight pulling it down, I suppose. But also, I'm taking better care of it. And I just realized that my Rock Hall of Fame wristband is still on there. Wait a minute. Butchered, are you excited for the Tony Martin Sabbath box set? I'm stoked. Oh, have they announced that yet? It's funny, I was thinking about that today, and it's like... Fuck, man, I wish Tony Iommi would get on it, but if he's getting on it, I would love to fucking see it. Forthcoming Black Sabbath, July 22nd. Oh, man, so they're really doing it now. Okay. I used to have all of those albums, and I sold them because I guess I needed money, and I've regretted selling them. So, Cross Purposes is a really good album. So is Cheer. So is Headless Cross. Anyway. Bizatically Yours 83. Sorry, I butchered your name. A Nine Inch Nails fan day. Yes. They had a fan Q&A and they had a new exhibit, it's really like one thing and a quarter on the 6th floor. Let's see, they had a wax figure of Trent posing like he does on the t-shirts for the Woodstock 94 shirts, where he's covered in mud. There's also a keyboard, which presumably is also from Woodstock 94, that famous night. And also, the dummy, the spinning dummy that was in the Closer music video, yeah, that was there too, and it was spinning around. It was really awesome. I got pictures of it. Look at my Instagram. It's there. And it's funny because all my life, I've been watching that music video. I always thought that was really Trent, but no, it's a dummy. It's just dressed up like Trent. It's like, okay, that makes sense. For the safety of him, to keep him still, etc. That was pretty awesome. And no, I did not see Trent Reznor or anybody in the band at any point. But it was so nice to see so many Nine Inch Nails and Ministry shirts all in one place, and to see so many black shirts in one place. I said, man, these are my people. These are my people. As I got there at about 11:45, and there was a big line outside the Rock Hall for t-shirts, which I got a t-shirt. But yeah, met some pretty cool people in line. There was a person in front of me who happened to be a fan of the channel, and she was like, "Oh, I thought that was you. I just didn't know what to say." It's like, okay. And the two people behind me, they're brand new friends now. We exchanged numbers, and yeah, they had a bunch of shirts, and they had a broken hoodie with the track listing on the back, and at the very bottom, tracks 98 and 99. You're so physical and suck. And the shirt that I got, see, this is a still image from the Broken movie, Pinion, that scene. And on the back of it, of course, it says, Cleveland, Saturday 24th. I have a lawn ticket, so if anybody happens to see me, please come say hello. And here's the thing, I usually don't like white shirts, but this looked really cool. And they had Rock and Roll Hall of Fame shirts, like, for the occasion, the fan day. And I didn't bother with that one, but supposedly the difference between today and the merch that they're going to have tomorrow, they're supposed to have posters tomorrow. I want a motherfucking poster. In Ministry, I don't know what their merch situation is going to be like. From what I understand, I don't know. The merch lately has been weird for them, but whatever. Yeah, it's been a really good fucking day. Like, even though I didn't see the Q&A, like, they were simulcasting the Q&A on the screen outside, but I was just walking around the museum having a good time and doing things, but after this stream is over, you bet I'm going to be staying up late watching it. In fact, I'm going to need some Mountain Dew to do so. Gonna need some dew to do. So delicious. And actually, before we go to the show tomorrow, hopefully, we can make our way back downtown. Making my way downtown. The studio that Trent recorded Pretty Hate Machine, Right Track Studios, back in the day, it is now a furniture store. And I'm hoping before the show I can get a picture in front of it. It's going to be weird, you know, be like, a fucking furniture store, really? But I'm interested in stuff like that. It's like, okay, so here is the place where, you know, an album that I've listened to for most of my life and has had such a big impact on me. This is where it started, you know? Because people forget, Nine Inch Nails started in Cleveland. I mean, Trent Reznor grew up in Pennsylvania, but that was his life. He went to Cleveland, went to college for music, dropped out, worked as a janitor at the studio, and because he worked at the studio, he was able to use their rooms for free, you know, overnight. So that's what happened. That was the origins of Nine Inch Nails. So I imagine that tomorrow he's probably going to say some nostalgic things, you know, like, oh yeah, we started here back in 1988. He did that in New Orleans a few years ago. He was talking about, oh yeah, this upcoming song, La Mer. Yeah, I wrote this on Magazine Street, a couple blocks away. I love when bands do that. Bradley Lamb, what do you think about Old Funeral? Yeah, they're pretty good. They're a little old. Trey Everyday, what are the metal spots in Wilmington, North Carolina? Zeddy's isn't still open, are they? Because if they're still open or whatever, whoever owns the venue now, that's usually where the bands go. Austin, yo, wait, you gonna be at the concert tomorrow? Fuck yeah, I got a lawn ticket. It was the only concert ticket they had that was under $100. And the people I was talking to today, they spent fucking $500 a piece on pit tickets. I can't imagine spending that kind of money on concert tickets, but like, man, if I'm going to spend $500 on a concert ticket, I better get a fucking blowjob with it or something, but, you know, or meet the band, but like, you know, I could spend $30 at a death metal show and meet the bands, you know? And see 4 of them in the same night. Dane Kaiser, you should do another retrospective video. Those are my favorite videos of yours. Any bands you haven't talked about on here that you'd like to? I've been wanting to do a grief video for a long time. That's definitely a band that deserves some love. And honestly, I may want to do another Dystopia video. I don't know. I haven't actually listened to Dystopia much in a while. Butthole Surfers, that's another band that I want to do a video on. In fact, I received the Blind Eyes See All DVD pretty recently, so you know, I'm just prepping up for that video. Bizotically yours, sweet shirt, thank you. Austin says, dude, fucking same. Tool was my first concert. The show was $600 a ticket. I got 3, but I couldn't do that this time. I had to go. Yeah, exactly. I don't see how people do it. And some people spend fucking $1,200 on tickets or $3,000 on VIP experiences, and it's like, if you've got money to spend, then go for it. But man, there's nobody in the world I'd pay more than $100 to see, just on principle. Puzzle Pillow says hello. Yep, hello. TT Tarms 1970 says, are you into Doom? The video game? Hell yeah. The genre? Fuck yeah. Love Love High on Fire, etc. Jazz Marin Kick says, what metal genre is your favorite? I'm partial to death metal myself. Dane Kaiser, Butthole Surfers, that's the one. I want a Butthole Surfer shirt. I mean, they could sell their own shirts. They have a documentary coming out, so what the fuck? Like, sell your own shirts, guys. I mean, they repressed their vinyl pretty recently, but like, their distribution has always been kind of shitty. Well, maybe not back in the day, but ever since they started releasing their music on their own label, it's like their distribution kind of sucks. So it can be a little difficult to find good copies of some of their albums. Okay. Rambling Headbanger says, hey Killbot, how's it going and what have I missed? It's going pretty fucking good. Let's see. Austin says, fuck yeah, man, hope you see you there. Well, I mean, I'll be in the lawn. You know, just send me a message on Instagram and I'll be more than happy to meet up with you. Yeah, like when Rock Hall, a few minutes in, I'm sitting down with my new friends. And we're in the cafe part of the Rock Hall. Somebody walks in, he sees me, his eyes like, he's like, oh my god, Killbot, I've been watching your stuff for years! And he wanted pictures and everything. I talked to him for a minute. I gave him a patch, and then a couple minutes later, 3 friends of his came along, and he introduced me to them. He's like, oh my god, he's a YouTuber. I'm like, oh, do any of y'all know my channel? No. I looked at the guy and said, there's your patch. The price for it is you get these 3 into my stuff. See, the patch pays for itself. Like that's what I'll do sometimes. If people see me at shows, I'll have patches with me and I'll give them out if somebody says hello. A Decent Meal says, you mentioned the Surfers. I saw Gibby last week and it wasn't too good. He must have fried his brain from all the drugs because he forgot all the lyrics and melodies. No hope for a Surfers reunion. That's a shame. But from what I understand, Gibby wants to tour, and that's all he wants to do. He doesn't want to do albums. Paul Leary just wants to do albums, and he doesn't want to tour. So apparently that's why the Surfers aren't reuniting. Paul Leary's new album, and I can't remember the name of it. Hold on. Paul Leary. Yeah, but his new album was supposed to be the new Butthole Surfers album. Born Stupid, that's what it's called. It was supposed to be the new Butthole Surfers album, and then Gibby backed out of it. So, the new Paul Leary album is probably as close to the Surfers as you can get at this point. A funny thing about Paul Leary and the Surfers, so supposedly he was like co-producer on Sublime's last album. And the thing about that last album, I don't like Sublime. A lot of people do. That's why I'm telling this story. So one of the members of Sublime died, like just before that album was released, supposedly. And the thing was, he showed up really fucked up to the studio, and Paul Leary sent him home. And I'm thinking, man, imagine that. One of the Butthole Surfers sent someone home because they were too high to work in the studio. It had to be bad. Man. The Butthole Surfers, man, they were on crack and acid and LSD and all sorts of other shit, like all the time. Metal War Master, have you heard of the video game called Blood? The enemies of it remind me of Screenplay Gore's album cover. Dude, I fucking love that game. The cultists, none of us inflatable! And the singing of show tunes and Caleb laughing after he throws dynamite. Sleepophilia. So good. The only thing about that game is, like, the difficulty's a little unbalanced. Like, it's hard as shit in the beginning, and then the more you go in the game, it's like, the more weapons you have and the easier it gets. So it's like, okay, maybe they could have eased up on the first part a little bit. Kennerak, I'm thinking of getting the Lords of Chaos book, but I'm having second thoughts on it because of other opinions. I mean, it does have some value a little bit. It's a fucking mess. But honestly, if you're wanting a more accurate black metal book, I think that there are more band-approved books that you could get. Decibel has one on United States black metal. There's the coffee book True Norwegian Black Metal by Pure Best. And let's see, there's Cult Never Dies, which I've heard mixed things about. Like there are plenty of options if you want to read about black metal. Metal Bat, hi, how you doing? Kino, hello and good evening, Uncle Tony. How are you? I'm watching Dark Shadows while my pizza's in the oven. Dark Shadows, the movie or the original TV show? I like them both. Actually, one of my best friends, a pen pal from California, I've been speaking to her for 7 years now. She runs a fan fiction podcast based on Dark Shadows, The Munsters, Addams Family, and Kids in the Hall. The Pit of Ultimate Dark Shadows is what it's called. Anyway. A Decent Meal says, also Paul Leary produced a Daniel Johnston album. Yeah. Censored by YouTube. Cathedral is underrated as hell. Yeah, that's why I wanted to point them out in that new video that I did. Did any of you happen to see the video that I uploaded the other day on Hippo Records? That video was shot in April of this year. That was after I did the video on McKay's. And once I did the video on McKay's, everybody was like, oh yeah, if you're in Greensboro, you should check out Hippo Records. It's like, well, I've been to Hippo Records. Maybe I should do a video on it. I mean, it doesn't really sound like an exciting video on paper, but like a lot of people like relaxing videos where people are just walking around a store looking through albums. So I thought I'd try my hand at that, you know? That's what I love about doing this channel is that there's really no set format. And I'm sure it's probably hurt me in some ways along the way, but like you get all kinds of videos on this channel. You know, you get record shopping stuff like this recent video. You had editorials like the other recent video, being a metalhead as a teenager versus being a metalhead as an adult. You get album overviews. You get band retrospectives. You get fucking vlogs and concert reviews and album reviews and my own skits and my own songs. I mean, there's so much going on with this channel. It's like, you know, I try to explain to people what Killbot is. And sometimes it's a little difficult because it's like, man, I do fucking everything. And it's like, define everything, but really it is everything. Because a lot of channels, you know, they stick to one fucking format or 2 or 3 different formats. And it's like, not me, baby. I am more experimental than that, and I have to be. Because if I do the same thing over and over again, I'm going to get bored as hell. Rogue Smary. Hey, Killbot, glad to be here again. What are some genres of music you absolutely despise or strongly dislike? I hate rap. I hate country. Not a fan of modern pop music at all. Never was a fan of dubstep. I mean, there are genres I like, but generally I don't spend a lot of time thinking about stuff I don't like. I usually just stick with the things I do like. Okay, let's see. What else? Dan Kaiser. Okay, but what about this upcoming Pantera reunion tour coming up? Do you think it's a good idea, or do you think it's a pathetic cash grab? Seems like the metal community is divided. Divided indeed. There are a lot of hurt feelings about it on both sides. And I did a video on it pretty recently, and it's given me a lot of ad revenue because of the hurt feelings. And of course, the people defending this tour, and this speaks to Pantera's core fan base. They're all like, oh, well, what the fuck, you fucking asshole? You weren't even fucking born yet when they're around, so fuck you. If you don't like it, don't fucking go see it. It's like, I just said I wasn't going to see it, but if you want to see it, fucking go for it. I'll bet these people probably paid high dollar tickets for the Dio hologram tour too. Man, I can't believe that this is like the 5th live stream this month, and I'm still talking about the goddamn Pantera tour. I'm moving on from it, man. I'm seeing the goddamn Misfits next month. We walk the streets at night. We go where eagles dare. Fucking Misfits, man. And I'm seeing 9 Inch Nails tomorrow. Fuck Pantera. Suck my dick. Anyway. Okay, so all the new people who are watching this live stream, they're going to see that moment and that they're going to be like, what the fuck? Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. That was embarrassing. Anyway. Mr. J Jr. says, do you like the punk band The Descendants? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's really good. Marcus James, Black Metal Evolution of the Cult by Dale Patterson is the best book on black metal. Okay, so to the guy who was asking about Lords of Chaos earlier, what he just said. Actually, I gotta look at that book as well. I haven't even read that one. Bartishka says, hi, just finished watching your Ministry reviews on Filth Pig, Dark Side of the Spoon, and Anna Masatessamina. Are you going to talk about the Houses of the Mole album? It's one of their best in my opinion. Actually, yes. An upcoming video that I'm working on and editing is one big video on the Bush trilogy. So here's the deal. It's 5 pages. The last 2 pages are Rio Grande Blood and The Last Sucker. The voice acting is done for those already. I'm waiting on the first 3 pages because I've been in contact with Max Brody, who played drums on Houses of the Mole, just for an overview on factual accuracy, and he has set me straight on a couple things, and I am waiting to hear back from him on a potential rewrite of one of those paragraphs before I voice it. So, once I hear back from him, I can voice the rest of it, and it's all systems go from there. I can't wait to do it. I've been wanting to do this video for a lot of years. And the cool thing is, I have so many things that I can overlay with it. A good friend of mine in Northern Ireland, he's like the biggest Ministry collector in the world. He happened to acquire Al's notebook from the time. And it has song lyrics and the fucking gear they used. And it's like, dude, can you like scan those and send them to me? I'll send you some cool stuff, but okay, that last part's not true, but yeah, that's gonna be really cool, you know. The issue that I'm going to run into is the music videos that they have uploaded on YouTube are really low quality. So I'm gonna have to do what a lot of YouTubers do, where they like put the fucking old ass videos in like a TV screen overlay, just so that it doesn't look as bad as it actually is. I mean, that's why they do it, is because the quality is so low that that's a way that you can work around it. Because obviously, if you take a 144p resolution video and blow it up into a 1080 video, it's going to look like garbage, and that's what I'm dealing with. 144 and 240. Yes. We're going that old, because some of these videos were actually uploaded in 2008, so. Censored by YouTube. Bolt throwers are the masters of technical riffage without being overcomplicated. Unleash is a great example of this. I agree. Simplicity, but they hammer the shit out of those riffs, man. Like, they are just... It's like they were as heavy and brutal as they needed to be, and they didn't have to overcompensate, you know? They were just naturally heavy, because those songs, they had so much groove and swagger. And they were memorable, catchy songs too, you know? Not just heavy. I bought Houses of the Mole and Rio Grande Blood on vinyl for $100 each. Man. On Discogs, somebody has The Last Sucker for $300 on vinyl. Can you imagine spending that kind of money? Well, I can. I did it for that Skinny Puppy album. Okay. Rokes Mary, quick question. I don't think I've watched a video or have ever heard you explain the story behind your channel name. Killbot is a ghoul character, and Gor Gor is a Gwar character. As a big fan of both bands, I thought it was a catchy name. So there you go. RG Natus says, need more guitar picks. I do want to have more guitar picks made, so hopefully I can do that. This time they're going to be more like those tri-picks, those tri-tip picks, and I'm going to include logos for the Instagram page, the Facebook page, and the YouTube page, so that way people know what the fuck Killbot is. So there we go. We've been streaming for 30 minutes, and we're not even halfway through the stuff that I want to talk about. Good lord. Like, I have this whole paper, like, stick-it note. Fucking post-it note. I'm sorry, I'm still excited from earlier. You can tell I've had a great day. I got this post-it note full of things I want to talk about, and I want to get through it all. Decent meal. What do you expect from the Ministry set tomorrow? Well, they did just play Louder Than Life, and they opened with Breathe. Let's see, they played Thieves, they played Burning Inside, they played New World Order, they played Supernaut, but Trent didn't go on stage with them and sing with them. And Nine Inch Nails also played that festival, so... everybody's dream is that since Ministry and Nine Inch Nails are going to be playing tomorrow, hopefully Trent can join Al on stage and sing Supernaut with him. Hopefully it happens, maybe it won't. I feel like that song is more known for the different versions that exist rather than the contents of the song itself, you know? Like, the song itself, like, structurally is not that different from the original song. I mean, the key's different, but it's more of an industrial clanging rendition, you know what I mean? And here's the thing, like, you can't really tell the two apart easily. You have to put them side by side, but Trent's version is going to have just a little more melody in his vocal delivery. So, Trent's version appears on the Wax Trax Black Box, and it also appears in Ministry's Trax Box that came out a couple of years ago. Most other versions of that song that have appeared on the CD single and on the compilations are Al singing. So, Helter Skelter says, curious, what other genres do you like besides punk and metal? Well, I'm pretty versatile. I like jazz. I like some 80s and 70s pop. I like blues. I love the fuck out of industrial. Been getting really big into goth music lately too, which really powerful stuff. Rock and roll, punk, you know, just extreme and honest music, you know? I just don't like phony bullshit, ultimately. Rylard, I decided to give Battery Sacrifice a listen yesterday. For the first time I've ever heard them, I was immediately blown away. You need to hear Under the Sign of the Black Mark. That's my favorite album by them, and it is powerful from beginning to end. Anyway, Life and Liberty's in here. How about that? Anyway, today was a really good day. So I got there. We had a great exhibit, and me and my two friends, we went out to a bar afterwards. I got a Pepsi because I don't drink. Oh, got a super chat, $2 from A Decent Meal. Thank you so much. I gotta get going, but good stream as always. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. These super chats definitely help. You know, it's makes these live streams fun. Anyway, so we went out after the exhibit was closed, and the guy who lives pretty close to here, he told us a fun story about how he got to meet Trent Reznor in the 1990s. So he used to work at a record store, and the guy who owned this record store grew up with Trent. So, and Trent grew up in Pennsylvania, where this guy also grew up, and he had family. So, after pressuring him for months, his boss was scheduled 2 days off of work for him, and he said, "Look, go meet Trent. Go meet Trent's family." He's like, "Look, dude, I can't do that. That's gonna be weird." It's like, dude, go meet Trent's family. Tell them I sent you. So, the guy who was going to visit his family anyway, he decided to make a stop in the small town where Trent grew up. So he stopped at a phone booth, and he's looking for William Clark Reznor or whatever in the phone book. And in this small town at the time, of course, there were 3 phone booths with big-ass phone books. There was no internet. This was back in the 90s. There were 30 of these fucking William Clark Reznors in the phone book. And so he calls up his boss. He's like, "Hey, so there's 30 of these guys in the phone book. Which one am I supposed to go to?" "Okay, well, there are only 3 phone booths in the small town, so where are you?" "Oh, I know where that is." "Okay, so across the street, is there a green building with bricks?" Yeah, I know exactly where that is. Well, you're in the right spot. Do you see the little house next to it? Yeah? Well, that's it. Click! So the guy knocks on the door and a little old man comes to the front and he's like, oh, I wonder why you're here. And he's like, yeah, I wasn't going to do this, but I was pressured by my boss. He grew up with Trent. What's the guy's name? Jim. Oh, Jimmy! Oh, how's he doing? So he invites the guy in for a couple of hours and they talk. And after a couple of hours, the guy's like, okay, I gotta leave. But Trent's grandfather was like, yeah, you come back and see us. Man, I can't do that. If you don't come back and see us, I'm going to be very upset. So for the next couple Christmases, and every time this guy went to visit his family, he would go visit them and say hi. And of course they'd be like, well, look, I don't know if Trent's going to show up, but it's really nice having you around. And the guy got to know them. They were really nice people. He genuinely wanted to know who they were. Anyway, so one Christmas Eve, he spent a couple hours visiting them, and he was like, look, I got to go. Come on, man, stay with us a little longer. No, man, I really got to go. Okay, but they're doing something weird in the front, so exit out the back. Guy goes out the back door, car pulls in. It's Trent Reznor and some other lady, and they're bringing fucking pizzas in on Christmas Eve. And the guy looks behind him. Trent's grandfather's got this shit-eating grin on his face, and he's like, man, you did that on purpose. So that's how they got to meet. Man, I love hearing stories like that, for me, it's like, there's, on these little adventures I go on, there's the cool stuff that I get along the way, but honestly, it's like, the interactions that I get involved with people I meet, they're usually the highlights of my adventures. So, yeah. We got 47 people watching. That's really nice. Thank you all for joining. And the other person I met, of course, I don't remember if I said this earlier, they're from San Antonio, Texas, so it's like, hey, I'm going to fucking Misfits around Halloween, so fucking come see me. Anyway. Yeah, so weird thing has been going on lately. Obviously my channel has been on an upswing lately, but my Instagram page, I've gotten hundreds of new followers in the last couple weeks, and I don't know what exactly is causing it. I guess the Instagram algorithm is recommending it to people, but if you don't know that I'm on Instagram, please go follow my Instagram, Killbot and Gor Gor Attack, spelled out Andy. And there I am. I got 12.8 thousand followers on there, and sometimes you can catch behind the scenes stuff for my videos. You can catch whatever adventures I'm on or any weird opinions I might have, and I might announce when I'm doing these live streams. So yeah, if you didn't know that, please go check it out. I'm also on Patreon and I am on Facebook. As Killbot. I don't do Facebook personally, but yeah, so those are the things I do. And also for those who don't know, I still have Killbot patches available on my Bandcamp page. And also, my music is on Spotify. It's on every streaming platform you can think of. Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon. And I have a collection of songs called Tales from the Tube. So, please go check all that out. Plugs. We're doing plugs. Not butt plugs. Okay, so let's get back to reading these comments, shall we? A-Man1998. Hey, how you doing? You've been here in the last few live streams. Hey, am I late? No, you're not. Nocturne. Happy belated autumn equinox. Yep, about that time. And I'm in Ohio. Ohio takes this shit seriously. In North Carolina, it's probably 10 degrees higher than it is now. Like here, so there you go. TJ369. Caught this one. Awesome. I missed the last one because of school. That's... Glad you can make it. I'm glad that anybody can make these. It's very nice. Jacob Duffy, thanks for starting the stream earlier because usually the stream is over by the time I'm home. Well, I started streaming about 39 minutes ago. And the reason, like here's the thing. I was contemplating just doing a really early stream, like at about 9 o'clock this morning. And I figured since I'm in Cleveland, might as well go to the Apple store and get my iPhone battery replaced. Because it was on like 80%. It needed to be replaced. So went there yesterday. They said they'd have to keep it overnight and I wouldn't be able to get it back until this morning. It was like, well, fuck, that knocks off the early live stream plan. Okay, well, I can just do a stream after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I just, got to keep it open. So here I'm just springing it upon everybody. And I could probably fucking, I don't know. People like these streams, and they're either going to watch them or they're not. And people are going to say, oh, I missed this stream. It's like, well, you don't have to be there as it's happening. I do these streams in a way that there's rewatchability, hopefully. So even after the stream, you can have a really good time. That's why I like to keep these loaded with topics and answering questions and all sorts of other stuff, Can of Corn says, hey man, have you heard of Salt? Thanks for fucking cool content. I've not heard of it, but thank you very much for the compliment. Can of Corn. Hey dude, thanks for the sick content. Are you a fan of Sayor? Never heard of him. That one metalhead. Hey Killbot. Hey, how you doing? Sally V. Hey Killbot, are you still going to do the Metal Garden video? I want to, but summer's over now, so may have to wait till next year. I mean, the only reason that I didn't do it was because actually, there weren't really any outlets near. Like, what I wanted to do would have required wall outlets and electrical outlets, and I just didn't have access to those in places where there was clear sunlight. It's going to have to be a next year thing, unfortunately, but I'm definitely going to do it. I still also want to do the Mustaine video. My goodness, there's so many fucking videos and news articles lately that are popping up of Mustaine talking about Metallica in some fashion. This fucker, 40 years later, is still doing it. My goodness. Rockfeed doing a thing recently. Mustaine says he regrets punching James Hetfield in the face. My goodness, y'all. Censored by YouTube. Next stream, you should listen to the new Autopsy LP. Well, actually, I want to do a review on it, but we'll see what happens. I've been flirting with the idea of bringing Moshpit and the Pendulum back. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough time to do it, but we'll see. Maybe if I get enough monster in me, I'll figure something out. Rottenberry, even though the videos of the streams are fun to watch, it's more great to be here in real time and interact with you and ask questions. Makes me personally feel like I'm talking to you. Yeah, I understand that. Well, that's kind of why I felt a little burned about the missing the Q&A today for 9 Inch Nails. But, it's still going to be fun. It's going to be like... Actually, me and one of the people I met today, we were sitting down at a table. I pulled up on YouTube. It's like, oh, they're live streaming the Q&A on YouTube right now. And so we're watching it for about a minute. And then it hits me. I'm like, wait a minute. We're in the same goddamn building that this is happening. And we're watching it on our fucking iPhones instead of watching it on the giant screen outside. And then we walk out to watch it on the giant screen and it ends as we're walking out. And we got another super chat from Colleen F. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the band Portal? I have 2 of their albums. Really excellent band. Hopefully they can tour. Great stuff. And it's weird, I like weird shit. Their albums are housed in weird cases though, like square digipacks, like not the rectangular digipacks like normal, but the square ones. They look odd sitting with the rest of my CDs, Metal Patriot officially became a metalhead in 1983. Once a metalhead, forever a metalhead. What album did it for you, man? Briskin. Hey, Killbot. I've been into glam metal recently. Been enjoying Rat, Steelheart, and Skid Row. What's your opinion on glam metal, and what do you consider real metal? Sure. I mean, that's what was considered metal at the time. And some of it's legitimately good stuff, and some of it I can't fucking stand. But, like, Poison and Bon Jovi. Can't fucking hate Bon Jovi. But, like, Steel Panther. I mean, I know that they're a parody of glam metal, but, yeah. And, like, Motley Crue. Like, the thing about Motley Crue is, like, with each of their albums, it's like, there are only like 2 or 3 songs I like off of those albums, and the rest of it's trash. Now, the Cawley album I liked. Too Fast for Love I liked. But like Girls, it was like everybody was hyping this album up all my life. And then I finally sat down and listened to the whole thing a couple of years ago, and I was like, that's it. There's like 3 songs on here that I like. And their ballads fucking suck! Without you. What? Anyway. Oh, let's see. Okay, so yeah. But yeah, we're talking about 9 Inch Nails. About a week ago, I listened to The Downward Spiral just because, you know, with the show coming up, I've been in the mood to listen to some Nails. And all day long at the Rock Hall, they've been playing 9 Inch Nails and Ministry and Night's Reb and 242 and all sorts of industrial things today. And it's like, man, the soundtrack today is fucking good. But I listened to The Downward Spiral a week ago for the millionth time. And it still sounds timeless. I've been listening to that album since I was 11 years old. That album gave me nightmares when I first heard it. I was not used to music that dark and violent yet. But, you know, I listened to it, and it's actually better now than when I first listened to it. You know, you listen to it, and not one thing about it is dated. At all. Like, every song on there is just magical. Like, fucking Reptile. About a minute, it just comes in strong. But, yeah. But, let's see, what else? So, flying into Cleveland, yeah, so, my grandmother, as a gift, got me the TSA pre-check thing. And, unfortunately, it wasn't approved in time before I had to fly out. And I still actually haven't heard back from them. But, like, going into the airport in Raleigh, it was like, okay, I look, there's the regular security, and then right next to it is the TSA pre-check. And I'm in this long-ass fucking line at 6:30 in the morning. I'm looking over, and all the TSA pre-check people are just breezing right through. I'm like, man, hopefully I hear back from them tomorrow, so that way I can have it for Sunday morning when I leave and go home. But, yeah, like for $85, I think I can do TSA pre-check for 5 years. I won't even have to take my fucking shoes off when I go to the airport. That'll be nice, you know? It'll also be nice if I don't have to take anything out of my fucking backpack either. It's like for years I've had to take my laptop out of my backpack, and now they've got these new machines where you don't even have to do that. You know, it's different from airport to airport, but I've been flying most of my life, so they say, oh, you don't have to take it out, and it's like, well, I've already taken my shoes off, so fuck it, here, in the box. But as soon as I landed in Cleveland, I was waiting for my Uber, and as I was waiting for my Uber, there was this lady a few feet away from me. She was on a phone call with, I guess, one of her girlfriends. And she was talking about some guy that she dumped recently. And she was talking about, he was saying, hey, why don't you come over and do me a favor? And it's like, oh boy, that's a bad line. But like the main thing that she objected to was apparently like for dinner, he wanted to feed her hot dogs and fried Oreos. That's what he had to eat. He was like, hey, look, I'm having hot dogs and fried Oreos. Would you like some? And she was bitching to her girlfriend about,
oh, well, who the fuck feeds a grown-ass woman hot dogs and fried Oreos, man? That's no fucking grown woman needs to eat that. That can't fill me up.
blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting there listening to that, and I'm like, I'd like some hot dogs and fried Oreos. That sounds like a good date, actually. Picky eaters, man. It's like, I mean, there's time for steaks, there's time for filet mignon, there's time for pizza, and there's time for fried Oreos. Come on, y'all. Fried Oreos and hot dogs. I mean, maybe I'm a little biased because it was 10 o'clock, I'd been awake for a few hours, I hadn't eaten at that point, and I'm sitting there like, that sounds really good right now. I'd like some fried Oreos and hot dogs, you know? Anyway. Okay, going back to the comments. Jacob Duffy, okay, I gotta go. Have a good rest of the stream. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining. Oak Youngblood, show recommendations. Well, the Cavaliers are coming soon. And that Carcass and Obituary tour with Amon Amarth and Cal Decapitation is coming up. Move mountains to go to it. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Felix Wolf, awesome. Good to see you here, man. Checking out Hippo Records tomorrow. Thanks again for the recommendation. Absolutely. Tell them I sent you. It's funny because I did that video and I sent the link to the Instagram page for Hippo Records saying that I did the video. And the owner, he was fixated on the part where I was talking about the fridge of Mountain Dew behind the counter. He was like, yeah, Mountain Dew really is the best drink. And we started talking about fucking Mountain Dew for a few minutes, of all things. And finally, he just said, well, look, man, next time you come visit the store, I'll have a cold one ready for you. Just, you know, let me know so I'll be sure to have it in stock. I love how I become known for drinking Mountain Dew. In fact, actually the channel fan that saw me at the Rock Hall today, he happened to catch me while I was drinking one. And he wanted a picture with me. I said, hey, you're going to get a good picture. You're going to get one with me drinking a 20-ounce Mountain Dew. So he got a good picture today. And just so you know, 20-ounce bottle of Mountain Dew at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was $4.30. Just so you know. My goodness, I could go to Walmart and buy a 12-pack for probably the same amount. Turtle Arm says, what does TSA stand for? Airport security, basically. Mr. Darkmare, thrash metal got me into extreme metal like death metal and black metal, mostly death metal. That's good. Like sometimes there are gateway drugs with metal. I started off in the deep end and kind of worked my way into the entry-level stuff. Jazz Marin Kick says, I'm interested, did you cut your hair? Because in some videos I saw you with longer hair. No, it's actually longer now than it's been in years. I mean, it just seems straighter because I'm conditioning it more. I'm taking better care of it, but I probably do need to trim the ends of it. It's been a while. I want to learn how to do it on my own, so that way I don't have to trust hairstylists who are probably going to fuck it up. And say, oh, well, you know, you needed that. You needed 3 inches cut off. And, you know, they're trying to drum up business. But the thing is, if you keep cutting your fucking hair, it's never going to grow. So it's a weird balancing act between the two. God damn it! Boom, ba-da-da-da. Hazel asks, do I play guitar? Well, yes I do, and there are plenty of videos of me doing it on the channel. In fact, there was a new music video I put out a few weeks ago called Dame of Darkness. Oh, did you all see that dumb shit that Adam Levine said? Talking about, there are no hot chicks in metal. Are you fucking kidding me, Adam Levine? The hottest chicks are metal chicks, and there's a ton of them out there, man. Dude, that's why the opening line of Dame of Darkness is, metal women are the best. They really are. Because, man, like, the fucking collars and boots and fashion and all that stuff, and you know they have good taste in music too, which, you know, I'm more of a personality attractive guy than I am a physical guy, but still, like, you know, if you're into metal, chances are you're intelligent and you're into cool shit. Sometimes. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but yeah, plenty of great metal women out there. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, Adam Levine? Somebody needs to make a meme. I don't know, Adam Levine saying that dumb shit, then a screenshot of me from the Dane of Darkness video saying metal women are the best. I don't know. Make it like a Killbot's better than Adam Levine thing. I don't know. I'm probably going to wake up to my Instagram tomorrow and somebody's going to send me that. I don't know. But yeah, that just blew my mind. It's like, oh, wait, what? There aren't a lot of hot chicks in metal? Are you fucking kidding me? There are hotter chicks that listen to metal than listen to pop. I don't like normie type women. They're fucking boring. Anyway. Okay, getting back to the comments. We got really sidetracked there. Hazel, in Winston-Salem, they have a flea market and they have a ton of cool patches for jackets, and I got a Misfits and Anthrax patch there. Well, be sure to go on my Bandcamp page and purchase a Killbot patch, because I do have them. And they will look really good on your vest. $6.66 a piece, free shipping, anywhere in the world. Okay, the screen kind of froze. Let me make sure that this is still going. Oh, okay, I get it. It's because it's a low battery. I'm like on 20% right now. Hopefully that didn't freeze for too long, but anyway. Yeah, that must have frozen for a minute. My phone is on 20%. It was giving me the low battery warning. Yeah, for those who don't know, I do these live streams on my cell phone, so. Rottenberry, do you like metal? Do I like metal? But yeah. I'm ready to see that new David Bowie movie that's coming out. Well, actually, I think it's out now already. It's called Moon Age Daydream. And for a lot of people who don't know, David Bowie's estate, they're real picky about what movies and documentaries get released about him. There was a movie that came out last year, I think, called Stardust. They made the movie about David Bowie, but they weren't allowed to use any of David Bowie's music. Velvet Goldmine from the 90s, excellent movie, by the way. It was basically David Bowie, but it was a different character. Like, it was loosely based on David Bowie in the 70s, but it wasn't. Because David Bowie said, fuck that shit, you're not saying all that shit about me in the movie. So they had to, like, name him something different and change up a couple things. But the reason I bring this up is because Moon Age Daydream has the full approval of David Bowie's estate. So I'm curious to see what they put in there. It's supposed to be footage of, like, the Stardust tour or something. I don't know. A-Man 1998. Well, he cheated on his wife, so that says a lot of what he knows about women. Come on, man. Don't cheat on your wife. Felix Wolf. Actually, no, I plan on making a 10 Women in Metal at some point. Oh, what, a video or a blog? Cornelius says, whatever happened in the Metalhead box? Oh, they're still going. They still do stuff. I know that one of them is dealing with personal issues with family at the moment, but they're hanging on, you know. It's really cool to me that they're still doing that stuff after all this time. And they're not getting rich off of it either. They're doing it because they genuinely love the bands and the music. And they want to spread the metal, and whatever money they make basically goes back into the box, you know, just paying the artists or, you know, buying the shirts, whatever. Yeah. And since I'm in Cleveland visiting my mother, she has a PlayStation 5, and I got to play that new game, Stray. The one about the cat. and he's got to find his way back, and he's got to interact with a town full of robots. That was a sad ending in that game, but man, that was a fun game. I had a lot of fun knocking shit off the walls. Like, you press the triangle button and you knock picture frames off the walls. And you can trip people, and you can knock vases over and paint cans over. It was a fun game. I enjoyed that. It was just challenging enough that you could beat it without a guide, but and it was a short game too. It didn't overwhelm you. It was nice. It's one of those games that you can beat it in 5 hours. But yeah, that was a good game, for those who are looking for things to play. Rylard, I kind of like the minimalism of the areas you do these live streams in. I'm doing this in my mom's office right now, but if it were up to me, I'd have posters behind me and I'd have all sorts of other cool stuff going on, but I think in this case it more matters the conversational aspect of it, Spaghetti Toast, weird question. Do you listen to metal? TJ, Killbot, do you have any tattoos? I plan on getting a back tattoo of Chuck from Death with cats of the quote, just let the metal flow. Or a Guar chest tattoo for Dave. I do not have any tattoos, and the reason for it is because I would much rather spend my money on albums. I mean, I like tattoos, and I'm not opposed to getting one someday. Maybe a bolt thrower tattoo, maybe, but I don't know. They're expensive and they're time consuming and they require a lot of maintenance, and I need to go see a fucking dentist. So before I spend money on tattoos, I need to go get some cavities filled. So that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize about tattoos is tattoos are awesome, but god damn, they're expensive. Let's see, what else? So I've been thinking about porn parody lately. Yep, just transition there. So, they've probably done Christmas Carol parodies already, Ebenezer Screw. Well, you know how Christmas Carol, they're the different ghosts of Christmas present, ghosts of Christmas future, ghosts of Christmas past. Well, this parody would be an offshoot called Ghosts of Christmas Ass. Okay? And so, there's a grumpy guy waiting by the chimney for Santa to bring him a present. And, something comes out down the chimney, but it's not Santa. It's a chick with a nice ass. And, she's the ghost of Christmas ass. And, he's got to change his ways if he wants the ass. And I don't know what I'm talking about. Actually, I saw a pretty good one recently. And this was funny. I posted about this on Instagram at some point, I think. But there's a Cherie DeVille, Dante Call C-O-L-L-E, and Joanna Angel. They were doing a feature together. And Cherie DeVille was playing this lady boss who was sexually harassing Dante. And Dante went to Joanna to file a sexual harassment report. And Joanna was like, oh, we'll come back at 5 o'clock and we'll work on these reports. So he comes back at 5 o'clock and guess who's there? Cherie. He walks in, he's like, oh my god, she's here? She knows about this? And they're like, hey Dante, have a seat. And Cherie's like, well, have a seat. And if you don't like our genuine leather chairs, might I also recommend my face? Your ass is looking delicious today. And Joanna's just looking at her like... Here's the thing, Cherie DeVille is known for staying in character the whole time. And the dumb shit that comes out of her mouth sometimes is hilarious. Anyway, man, we have been streaming for 64 minutes. I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty soon so that I can go to bed. Well, no, I'm not going to go to bed. I'm going to watch the Nine Inch Nails Q&A. But, yeah, it's been really fun, hasn't it? Okay, so I guess we can talk about maybe one or two more things, and, actually, I've talked about just about everything on here, except for the libraries. Last time, I meant to talk about this and didn't, but I was at the library trying to write a script for a video, and this script ended up being the being a metalhead as a teenager versus being a metalhead as an adult video. I wrote the script in the library, but the thing was I kept getting distracted. Because libraries now aren't what they used to be. You know, back when I was a small child, libraries were supposed to be quiet. They were a place where you weren't supposed to speak loud because people were reading and researching and, you know, you didn't want to disturb them. These days, you go to a library and it's loud as shit. People on their fucking phones, watching YouTube, eating, talking loudly, hey man, what's up? And it's like, dude, that defeats the purpose of a library. Yes, you might see your friends there, but fucking whisper, man. It was distracting. It was like I probably could have gotten more work done if it were quieter, but man, people are so damn inconsiderate, you know? Trevor Taylor, that's okay, I'm autistic. I'm not autistic, you fuck. Anyway. Oh, I'm sorry, you were responding to Mr. Darkmare. Okay. My bad for insulting you, but you're probably still a fuck. I'm such an asshole. Anyway, forgive me for the thing in all seriousness. And actually, I've been trying to think of some good combat boots to get. I mean, once a year I think about getting some Doc Martens, but Doc Martens obviously aren't as good quality as they used to be. So there's the Celovanias, Celo something, whatever. They're basically the better Doc Martens, but really what I think I want some like combat boots, like the Goths and the Redheads wear. Like Metalheads wear them too, but like I think the main difference between the three crowds is the amount of silver on them, and I don't want a lot of reflective stuff. I know Demonia has some good stuff, but like I don't like curved heels. I don't want curved heels. I just want like, I don't know, like Lemmy wore them, I think. The guys in Mayhem, what they wear, you know, stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to do some research on that. But once again, gotta get some cavities filled first, you know. Cornelius, I have a pair of Demonias and they're certainly goth. Oh yeah, definitely. They're Solivairs, yeah, that's what they were. I was trying to remember the name. I knew it started with an S. Scargut. Hey, Scargut's in here. How you doing, bud? Trevor Taylor, yeah, I'm sorry, bud. That was kind of shitty for me to say. Ben Locker, hi Killbot, just got here. Hey, I'm about to wrap things up, but it's nice to have you here, bud. Rosemary, before I leave for dinner, grilled lemon chicken. That sounds good. What's your real name? I'm Tony. Sometimes they call me Uncle Tony because I like to do favors. Cybernetic Head says hello. Hey, how you doing? TJ369. I'm probably going to get Doc Martens, the cloth ones, not the leather ones, because, you know, different parallel boots. Honestly, get the Solivairs because for the same price, you can get a better quality boot. And they're basically what Doc Martens used to be. So, yeah, just do that instead. I mean, I know that Doc Martens is a nice brand, but basically, Solivair is the same fucking thing. Just better quality. Cornelius, Killbot, can I DM you? Demonia has an excellent site. Hey, please, go for it. Scargut, by the way, Killbot, are you going to watch the new Dio's Dreamers Never Die film? I didn't know they were doing that, but I'd love to see it when it comes out. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, my phone's about to die anyway, so let's see. yeah, so I think it's time to wrap things up. Thank you all very much for joining this live stream. Follow my Instagram, follow my Facebook page, check out my Bandcamp, follow me on Spotify. I've got music up there. And if anybody happens to see me at 9 Inch Nails tomorrow, fucking come say hello. I'll be in the lawn. You know, I'd love to meet you all. So, hey, thank you all for joining me. Thanks to everybody who joined the super chats, and grind on. See you later.